What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be answering another question that a viewer has asked, and I really do appreciate the question, and I do encourage anybody that does have questions that would like me to answer in a video, please feel free to do so. I will try my absolute best to discuss these questions and to answer them as honestly as I can. Now, with that being said, the question is, can and will Coby White become a top 10 point guard in this league in the near future? And we're going to be discussing what I truly believe. As big of a fan as I am of Coby White, can I honestly sit here and say he will be a top 10 point guard in this league? Or we're going to find out what I think in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about whether or not you agree if Coby White will become a top 10 all-star or top 10 point guard, my apologies, or not. So, it's a hard question, and I don't necessarily think it's as cut as dry as yes or no. But what we probably should do is look at the current top 10 point guards in this league. Now, of course, there's all speculation, and it's all relative at the end of the day, but I found a ranking from the Sporting News outlet, and it does list their opinion of the top 10 point guards in the NBA today. So what I want to do is list these players. Keep in mind the order is going to be different for everybody, and I'm not necessarily here to focus on the order. I'm just going to be discussing, I guess, the players that Coby White has to kind of live up to if he wants to be listed as a top 10 point guard in this league. So they listed number 1, Stephen Curry. Number 2, NBA finalist Luka Doncic. Congratulations to the Boston Celtics, by the way. Number 3 is Devin Booker. Number 4, MVP, I guess, finalists in many ways. He didn't win it, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 5, Damian Lillard. Number 6, Ja Morant. Number 7, Jamal Murray. Number 8, De'Aaron Fox. Number 9, James Harden. And number 10, Trae Young. So ultimately, that is what they consider to be the top 10 best point guards in this league. Now, ultimately, some of them are a bit questionable. For example, Trae Young is an unbelievable offensive talent, but defensively is one of the worst players in the NBA today. Devin Booker, he might have the stats to say he is a good point guard, but ultimately I personally think the reason why the Phoenix Suns lost in the NBA playoffs, there's a lot of reasons to be fair, but one of them is they don't have a true point guard, and stats doesn't necessarily always define how good a point guard can truly be. And you got guys like LaMelo Ball that isn't in there, and you get the list. At the end of the day, there will always be controversy in a top 10 list, but the point of me listing those names is to demonstrate the type of level Coby White is going to have to live up to in order to be listed as a top 10 point guard. Simply put, it will never, ever be an easy task to get to that level. Most of those players are the best on their team or the second best player on their team, and most of those players are going to be in the NBA playoffs each and every single season trying to compete for a championship. I mean, I'm pretty sure 9 out of the 10 point guards that we just listed, actually Ja Morant, so 8 out of the 10 point guards that we just listed were in the NBA playoffs. So this ain't a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Or did the Warriors make it? Maybe the Warriors missed it as well. So Stephen Curry, 7, whatever. Again, a high percentage of the point guards in the top 10 make the playoffs, and other difference makers in making the playoffs as well. So, can Coby White get to that level? Well, I have to be honest. Coby White has unbelievable talent. He's been working hard all his life. You could clearly tell. He's the type of player that, from the eye test, you can see improvements made. There are some players that talk about how hard they work each and every single season. I'm not going to list any names because I'm not going to throw any disrespect to anyone. But they say how hard they work each and every single season, putting the work in, making sure they're better each and every single season. And then they come to the actual season and they're just the same. They're the exact same player. They've stagnated or they've barely risen a level. When you watch Coby White, the jump was so high, it was unbelievable. You could clearly see what he was working on, implemented in the games, implemented when it mattered the most. And I will always love that about Coby White. he was a most improved candidate, second, I believe. And there were multiple players talking about how good Coby White was this season. I think it was either Donovan Mitchell or Bradley Beal talking about Coby White, basically saying he's in the big time now and he wants to stay. He's got even Paul George, I think, said he's got that look in his eye of wanting to be a player that does something special. Those are really top players speaking that highly about a Chicago Bulls player. It always feels great inside to know that there is a player on your team that is so respected by each and every single player around them. And even to the point now where they have to have game plans focused specifically on Coby White. So many positives I just mentioned, right? But ultimately the answer to this question, I believe, is it possible? Yes, of course it is possible. Coby White could do anything in this league. He's young enough, he has potential, and most importantly, he works so hard and it shows. So of course there's always potential for Coby White to make a top 10 point guard list. You know, there's people that compare him to Jamal Murray, who was in that top 10 point guard list. Some people would even say he's better than Trae Young. You know, honestly. I'm not going to say that, but there are some people that will. I mean, he literally dropped 42 points on that Trae Young team. Keep in mind, Trae Young did have a hurt hand. Will he become a top 10 point guard? I think the biggest issue with Coby White is that he spent the first 4 years of his season in different positions. So he started off as a point guard, he moved to a shooting guard, then he moved to the six-man position and played a combo guard role. And it's only now that he's getting that full trust and capacity in the point guard role. So my honest answer is, I think it's going to be very difficult for Coby White to make a top 10 point guard list in the NBA in the near future, just because of the things that happened at the beginning of his career and also just how the point guard position is simply so stacked in this league. But you might even make an argument, because again, you never know. Coby White might be playing shooting guard next season. Who really knows where Coby White's going to be playing next season? Most likely it'll be a point guard position. I'll be very happy if that's the case. But again, we have seen Coby White play in versatile positions. We have seen Coby White play all these roles, and that adds up to something. So I think he could be one of the better combo guards in this league. I would even make a case to say he could be a top 10 combo guard in this league. But will he truly be a point guard through and through, out and out, the entirety of his career? And can he become a top 10 point guard? The potential will be screaming there. I really believe it is there. I think he's able and capable and talented enough to do it. But I do think it's going to be easier said than done. And I think the most likely outcome is that he will not be a top 10 point guard in this league in the near future. Look, we need to take slow steps with Coby White. He got the most improved. That's fantastic. Or he didn't actually. He got second. But I personally think he should have won it. And I'm proud of Coby White for getting to that accomplishment. Let's not rush into things with Coby White. I think the next step for him, I would love to see him become an all-star. That, to me, is the next step. Because that, to me, will indicate he's one of the best players in the league. And if he can make an all-star appearance, if he can make an all-star game off the bench or starting, you can make the strongest case that he has the biggest potential and he might already be there as a top 10 point guard in this league. But for now, we need to slow our horses. And that's kind of what I feel. There was also a comment discussing Ayo has a better potential to be a top 10 point guard underneath the person that asked the question. And I personally don't think Ayo will be a top 10 point guard in this league. Well, the way that I view Ayo personally is a player that could be a terrific starter. Someone that could really, it's like a spark plug. Someone that can give this team terrific energy and terrific production. But I don't necessarily see Ayo as someone that's going to be through and through starting point guard for the Bulls. I mean, he didn't even start last season. I don't think he's going to start next season unless it's in the shooting guard role. I think the answer kind of there speaks for itself. But you never know. Ayo has potential as well. So we'll wait and see what ends up happening. With that being said, I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully I answered the question well. And keep on asking. I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow. And or subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.